101.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! It is hot. Hey, Glenn, that hot tub out in the Gulf is pretty hot.
It is, too. Yeah, buddy. You better have your swimmies on.
Hey, the Rip Curl, they got red flags. Guess what? There's a reason they have the red flags. If they're red, brother, don't get in the water.
Right.
I don't get in the water anyway. There's sharks out there. I'm not getting that water.
What is terrible about that ex-NFL football player that drowned? I mean, somebody that's in that kind of physical condition. I guess he was coaching somewhere in Alabama.
Coaching high school.
Head football coach.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. If that thing starts pulling you out, just let it pull you out. And then swim sideways. So,
Glenn, they were at the second sandbar that somebody said. I don't know if that's true or not. Somebody said, hey, they were way out. And they got tired coming back in.
Second sandbar, you can just pretty much stand up sometimes.
Yeah, I
at
think
low
you
tide.
should be able to, but I'm like, James, I don't go out there anymore. I'm not an adventurous type.
I don't go out unless they got my noodle.
That's right. I can't make it to the first sandbar. It's already over my head, so I have to stay close.
We came down here in the mid-'70s. It might be 74, 75, probably 75. The furthest I ever went out was the second sandbar and went way out there.
Yeah, but there's critters out there. When
there was a bunch of us, and we were in high school.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, maybe just started high school, but anyway, on those rafts, okay? So at least we were on the dang rafts.
Yeah.
And now I wouldn't go. I'm not getting out there over knee-deep of water. I don't want to be out there.
No, I tell you what, it's but some people, they pay a lot of money to come down here, and they just have to be careful. I mean, you
get to drinking, you don't think straight. I don't think he was drinking, though.
No, I don't think so. But
I really don't know the ins and outs of what happened, but I just know he was a great football player. Coming out of high school, the guy was unbelievable. Everybody in the country wanted him. He signed with Michigan. Then he transferred to Arkansas, played in the Sugar Bowl, and Bobby Petrino. I forgot about
and
Bobby.
What's even crazier about that is they said on that day they had yellow flags flying. I mean, for days before that, it was double red. For days after that, it was double red. And down here, it was double red.
Yeah.
So why was it a yellow flag?
I don't know.
That one day.
If they
something's wrong with that.
If they tell you don't go in, don't go in because they'll come by and warn you.
But they weren't. They didn't tell him that.
Right.
It was yellow.
But you still got to be. I mean, even when it's blue or whatever, you just still got to be careful because it's, it doesn't have to be a strong one. It can just,
Yeah. I mean,
anyway. This is just me talking, but what scares me? My granddaughters, Layton is fearless. She'll do anything. She'll ride anywhere, any park. Let's do it. I mean, she's just that way.
Right.
My baby, Lorelai, is now starting to get like that. I mean, you've seen her. She's not even knee high, and she at the water park. She's going off all these times. We're like, oh my god, and doesn't
head first.
So that you take them out on the boat. Their grandfather Eric takes them out on the boat. Heck, they'll jump. I'm like, get out of the water. I can't. It drives me. I can't go out there and watch it. I'm nervous as wreck. They're fearless.
It's hard to enjoy yourself when you're where you, and all you got to do is blink, and they're gone. I mean, they're that fast.
Well, well, let's get to some happy stuff. But anyway,
it's Friday. It's Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
What is going on? What about Glenn? I mean, how does Bay function with him gone? I don't think it's going to last. I think it dropped off when he first retired. It came back when he went over there. Can Bay keep it going in sports? I'm not even talking about, can the school run? Can it function without Glenn Manley? That's the question.
Absolutely. No, absolutely it can. They have a great team over there. So
you think it'll be okay?
Yeah, I think so. I think Jamie will come in and do a good job. We got a new basketball coach, boys and girls, and we're going to have a new track coach and cross country coach. So it's great things. This is year 2 where their team they had the whole summer to go through and get ready for the next year. When you get hired 3 weeks before school starts,
crazy.
So, and I had to get used to all the technology. It took me a while, about a month, to get used to all the technology once I got some of that stuff down. So, I was a paper guy in the digital world. So, anyway.
You're more than that.
So,
anyway. Breaking news. I guess I can officially announce this now.
Okay.
Wow, I knew it. I knew it.
Well,
I don't even know if I want to talk about
Now what have you done?
No, I knew it. The new superintendent of Bay District Schools, Dr. Glenn Manley.
No.
Dr. Coach.
No wonder he retired. You had to retire to become the superintendent.
That is not true. That is a falsehood.
I'm gonna do a write-in. We're gonna get Glenn in as the.
No. Let me tell you, there's too many skeletons in my closet. I can tell you that right now. Some of them keep trying to creep out too. You know, you have to push them back in there. So, but I want Coach Dustin Wilson we had on Wednesday. I hope they're listening today. But what a great time we had.
Yeah, he playing golf. I like his personality. Good guy.
I tell you what, they do it right, man. When I go up there, I'm amazed at some of the things.
How many people you got involved in the program right now? You know?
Probably, I don't know. He's at least got about 10 coaches. You know, some of them not on, at the school, but they, and just the whole community is behind what he does. It's just, I go up there and observe. I try not to get in anybody's way, and I just kind of watch what they do and the way they do it. And so it's fantastic. They all work together. So,
hey, Randy just texted in. John, you weren't here. We've got, by the way, if you want a deal on some brand new TVs, it is right here on ESPN. Call the station. Bay High School bought two.
86 inches.
86 inches for the school. I'm like, we're not going to let this go away. I got to get up on Arnold.
He's got
Arnold's
going to buy a building somewhere.
No. Well, we had to move them.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know how bad my back has been in the past. I'm like, I ain't helping that. So we're trying our best to get it. Randy's got a bad knee, bad back. My back's terrible. Jason wasn't here, so we're like, how are we going to get these big TVs out this door? The roller was screwing up. So what we did, we made Glenn get down on all fours. We laid it on his back.
Yeah.
He crawled. He crawled. We held it on each end as he crawled with that on his back. Then you ought to see him. He did like a full front squat up, and we got it up on the truck. How did you get it off the truck? Did you have some help?
Yeah, we had about 20-some football players.
It took us an hour to go 10 yards.
For junior varsity.
Yeah, no, it was varsity guys working out. But so I make sure that I got there before they got out of the weight room. And so I went to being supervisor then. All right, move them over here, put them over there.
My God, you guys are serious.
No, they put them out. We put them where they locked them up where they're secure.
Where are you going to put them in the gym?
Yeah, we're going to put them in the gym. We can't afford the
big, huge,
$100,000 Trinitron yet, but we're working on it. But here's the thing: you're going to put one on each side of the gym. So if I'm watching on one side, I can see the TV on the other side.
Yeah,
you don't realize how big 86 is.
They're huge.
So
that's a good brand. Brent Smith, my buddy, I love him. Great principal at Arnold High School. We're not going to let Bay buy two of these TVs and outdo Arnold. We need to get two at Arnold. Mosley needs to get two.
Mosley's already got the Trinitron. So.
How many's Randy got still left over?
I think we just sold one to Jason Kowaleski's new store. He didn't know yet. But
for free.
For free.
Yeah.
He always buying that stuff for free.
If you know Randy, it's not free. So.
Customer appreciation.
Hey, when you said free, he just fainted. I could hear him fall down.
Right here.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Good. How y'all doing?
Man, it's Friday, thank God. Hey. What about the heat, man?
It's just going to be a hot summer. I mean, get into Max Fit, get your electrolytes, get your BCAAs.
I'm seriously.
I'm serious.
I'm low on my fish oil. I'm low on my zinc. I want my multivitamin. I got to get that one. So, I do want to talk to you about because I've had to walk in this heat. You know how I walk every day, over an hour.
Don't walk at noon, ding dong.
Yeah, the way my schedule is, there's certain things I got to do, and I got to change it up because I can't do it anymore. I thought I was going to die one day doing this. But what can I take before I walk, or should I take something with me? Give me a little.
Yeah, so we have some healthy alternatives to what I would consider a Gatorade, some with low sugar, some with electrolytes, BCAA. So amino acids basically saturate your muscles when you're doing high-intensity training or out in the heat so you don't break down muscle. So when you're out in the heat, your body's starving for energy, so it wants to pull energy from anywhere, so it'll break down muscle amino acids to convert to energy. So any amino acid with electrolytes, we took some samples out to the wrestlers yesterday for endurance electrolytes. Coach Deaton over at Bay High, we want to thank him for letting us come out and talk to the kids. But there's a lot of good products out there for hydration, for energy levels, and I'm not talking about caffeine. That's not the most beneficial thing for a 15, 16-year-old kid, but there's a carb source in most of these products, electrolytes. We got, things to help convert to energy. So we got a lot of different products. If you need something just for the heat, we got electrolytes, we got amino acids. So we got a little bit of everything and a free sample bar to come in and try products.
And you set something aside for me where I know what to get?
Yep.
Good. So I just listen to, I know what he's talking about every time. My cholesterol, listen, if you have a problem with cholesterol, and you and I know this. He got me on some stuff, the fish oil, some other things. And I swear I believe in that one multivitamin you got me. Since I've taken that, I felt so much better. But I didn't tell my doctor that I quit taking the cholesterol medicine, because they got everything you take that they write a prescription for. There's side effects. I mean, look at Glenn. Glenn used to look a lot different when he got on that medicine. Yeah. So I got off it, and I didn't get muscle cramps anymore when I would exercise and do things. Of course, I quit exercising so much. And what you gave me, my numbers were really good.
Well, a lot of our ailments are caused through food. A lot of the solutions are food, and it's changing diet, some supplementation.
Why did you look at the box? I just had 2 of those.
Because you're gonna have to come back to me.
It's Friday.
You have to come see me again. But yeah, I mean, most of our ailments, whether it's cholesterol, high blood pressure, anything else, as long as it's not genetic, is usually caused through food, years of dieting, and we can reverse that with supplementation. We make custom meal plans. We're doing a deal now. We talked to the Bay High wrestlers about this. If we can get 10 kids on a team, we're going to do meal plans for $25. They're normally $100 a month, so that's a huge deal for these kids. And we just want to teach them how to get into a system where they can structure a diet that can carry them throughout life. You don't have to apply it any time, but if you have that knowledge and you want to get in shape and you want to maximize performance, speed, explosion, then you'll have that knowledge. So we're going to do meal plans for high school athletes, $25. Come down to the Max Fit on 23rd Street. Jerry's going to do them in a group of 10. So we talked to the wrestling coaches. We were supposed to go out to Bozeman yesterday. I want to apologize to the coaches out at Bozeman. We did have a double schedule and a conflict, but we're going to get back out there in 2 weeks. We're going to take the in-body out there and scan all their kids. So we're also going to go out to Bay High, see Jeremy, see Coach Deaton, and those athletes. We're going to take the in-body out there and scan them. So, Mosley will probably get up with them. I've talked to their coach. But everybody's off 4th of July. The week after that, we're going to go out and hit all the high schools and do scans and, get these kids right.
You just said something that is, everything we do is choice of decisions. Eating is a habit.
Oh, yeah.
You got to have self-discipline.
It's addictive, especially sugar.
Then again, a lot of people, and let me look, a lot of people just don't understand or don't have the knowledge what is good for them and what's not. You see now young people, young little kids that are fed fried foods as soon as they can, fast food, fried foods, sugar. I'm one of them, okay? Yeah. I grew up like that. And that, over a period of time, affects your body and everything.
Right.
We need to educate people about this. But now I'm going to go back to sports. If I'm a father, a coach now, Glenn, you help me with this, I would have my entire football team meeting with you, because any little thing you can do to get an edge, to have a better record, to have a better team, and have a better individual player, you do it.
Right.
And you've got the knowledge. You grew up here. You're a local guy, played at Bay High School. Your mother was a legendary coach here in Bay County. I don't know how many years she coached here? 30?
27, I believe.
27
or something like that, yeah.
Full scholarship athlete at the Ohio State.
2 sports.
Yeah. Basketball.
Tennis.
Unbelievable. So if you're a coach, and Glenn, your guys are doing it at Bay High School. The Bay High School coaches are doing it.
Right.
If you're a coach here, or if you're just listening to them driving to work and you got a son or daughter that's playing soccer, basketball, baseball, whatever the sport, a cheer, whatever it is, go see Jason. Go visit one. Why would you not do it? Scholarships are hard to get. Everything you can do to get an edge, you need to do it.
And $25 for the meal plans. I know that may sound like a little bit of a money, but that's really inexpensive for somebody that we're doing weekly check-ins. These are designed for each athlete, so we take all their information, we figure out what goals they have, so we put that into our formula, and it spits out a custom-made diet. We do weekly to bi-weekly check-ins. We try to get them to come in every 1 to 2 weeks so we can do their scan. That way, if we see they're losing skeletal muscle mass or gaining body fat, we can adjust their carbs, protein. So it's very scientific. We're not just writing a diet to 75 people. We're doing it custom made for each individual athlete, for their goals, for their body type, whether it's a female, whether she's playing, volleyball versus a linebacker at football. All those are going to have different caloric intakes, different, amounts of protein.
And that's what they're doing at the university level right now.
Oh, absolutely. When you go to Alabama, before you even sign a scholarship, if you're just being recruited, they're going to write you out a meal plan and a, supplement package, and they're going to write you out a workout regimen, and they're going to say, follow this, because they want you to start to put on that weight, and the only way to do that is feed your body and the timing of food and training hard. So we have that knowledge now. We've worked with a lot of professional athletes. We've worked with guys in college. I mean, we worked with many high school athletes. So if you want to utilize us, just come in, one thing you can do for free is send your kids in for the InBody. I mean, that'll be a huge tool for these coaches to track the amount of muscle they can gain over a period of time. So we're able to track their skeletal muscle mass. So if you send them in today, we do their scan today, come back in 8 weeks, we're able to track how much muscle they gained over that 8-week period.
Right. And tell everybody now, if you're in town, what's the new location?
It's on 23rd Street. It's in the Del Coronado Village, right next to Taziki's and Black Sheep Armory. We've had a lot of success. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better opening in the first 2 months. So we just want to thank everybody that supported us. And we still have our beach location. If you're on the beach in Pier Park, both locations have free sample bars. Both locations have the free InBody 570. And we do local military first responder discounts for everybody.
If you're old and broke down and your joints hurt, do what Dr. Manley did. What did you buy?
Joint Boost.
Julie swears by that.
Probably
stuff.
the best product in our store. I hate to say best, but it's the one that we sell the most of. We have the most return customers. I personally use it. The people that use it, I mean, they're return customers. And first-time purchase on your Joint Boost, if you want to try it out, and a lot of people have joint pain, stiffness, $19.99. I mean, it's a liquid, so your body's actually readily absorbed by your body. Capsules you have to break down, but a liquid you can absorb a little bit better, so it's a lot more effective.
And it tastes good.
Yeah. All right, we will be right back. This is the Glenn Manley Network on 104.3 ESPN Northwest. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents The Blast at Bay Point. Listen to Win Your Tea Time at the legendary Bay Point Golf Club in beautiful Panama City Beach.
You ready to play some high-low? I'm going to try.
Listen weekdays at 8:40, 12:40, and 5:40 to play high-low for a chance to win 18 holes at Bay Point Golf Club.
I tell you what, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it.
Listen to Win the Blast at Bay Point from ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 91 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 80. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 90. Moving into Sunday, the same with a high of 90 and some sun. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Young Cycle across from FedEx Mosley Drive in Lynn Haven has a fantastic selection of pre-owned Harleys at great prices. Great prices. Don't buy a Harley until you stop by Young Cycle. Young Cycle, a full service department is available too, offering motor trike conversions, parts and accessories. Nothing compares to Harley Davidson and the low prices on pre-owned Harleys at Young Cycle. Young Cycle, 112 Mosley Drive across from FedEx in Lynn Haven.
My doctor prescribed me Viagra. It wasn't covered by my insurance, so it was costing me like $65 a pill. That's expensive.
Over 20 million guys like us use Viagra. Over a certain age, we just need it. I found a way to pay less than $3 a pill and get virtually the same effect of the $65 pill. I heard an ad just like this on the radio, called, and for $99, I got 40 generic versions of the $65 pill. Save yourself money and call right now and get over 40 pills for $99. There's no embarrassment here to use Viagra. If we're over 50, we need it, but not at high prices. Call now with your credit card and get the 40 pill special for just $99.
Call 800-NEW-BLUE. 800-NEW-BLUE. 800-NEWBLUE. That's 800-NEW-BLUE.
It moves fast. The High School Spotlight. Weekdays at 5:40.
Let's do it.
Sponsored by Barbaritos. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
In America.
Told you Glenn could sing. Ha! Hey, it's a beautiful Friday here in Paradise. Make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids.
I am.
You've got to be in that heat. Be careful.
Unfortunately, I'm inside. Mine are illegal.
But you're having a good time.
I am.
Hey, if you're out there and you come down for the first time, and we know you listen to ESPN Northwest Florida because you're into sports. We know that. Well, what you need to do is get out to J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, coldest beer, legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Hey, all your real estate needs, the elite realtors around, they all demand South Oak tiling and closing. You make sure it's your deal, your business. It's you make the decision. Hey, we go to closing. We're going to go to Chuck Tucker. We're going to go to South Oak Tiling and Closing because they're number one, and they got offices throughout Northwest Florida. We got Glenn Manley here this morning, Jason Kovaleski. Jim Brandt is in Disney right now, having a great time.
He's dizzy.
In
Disney, okay.
In Disney. Let me tell you something. Dr. Warren, Mr. Warren, John Warren out there at Bay Point is doing an incredible job. This Billfish tournament, get out there. Tonight's the night. They start weighing tonight. Tomorrow's it's over, I think, on Saturday. Wednesday night, unbelievable. It's organized so well, and there's things to do everywhere. Great entertainment, food, merchandise, you name it.
Big fish.
Well,
Big
starting
fish.
today. No, today's Friday. No, yeah, starting today, they can start weighing them in. Last night, the fireworks, my God, unbelievable.
Yeah, we can see them from Triple J's last night.
Yeah, I'm telling you, whatever that guy does, he does it right.
Yeah,
he's sharp. I've talked with him a couple times.
I like his golf cart. You seen that big red golf cart?
Yeah, he's a good guy. He really is a good guy. I think it was from Enterprise or Dothan. I can't remember where he's from, but great guy. But he is doing. I tell you what, I take my hat off. They're doing a super job.
It is,
and they got a little bus, these buses, air conditioned, everything. They come around the neighborhood. You can get on it, go down there. They just constantly run. They bring you home, bring you back. They got parking everywhere. I think it's one of the best run I've ever seen out there.
Nice.
And remember the old days? That thing would be so. It was huge, man.
Oh, for sure.
And it went away forever, so he's bringing it back.
Yeah.
Right.
Get out there tonight. Friday night, they're going to have some great
entertainment. They had to build a marina back. So.
Yeah, well, they shut it down way before.
Yeah. There's a lot of politics that went into that.
Yeah.
No, not here.
Especially Bay Point.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't get their hands greased enough. I don't know. But anyway, get out there and have a great time at the Billfish Tournament at Bay Point. And don't forget Ryan Movey from 11 to 1 today. He's got a great show. And David, the Underdog, this afternoon. All right, I want to get into this.
Okay.
And let's give your guys' thought on this. Well, I got a couple things. I don't know where to start. So let me start with this. Did you both see where the NCAA is saying now? I don't believe it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think somebody's going to sue. And Texas already threatened to do it.
Right.
That they wrote an email out or whatever. It doesn't matter what your state allows.
Right.
This is what you're going to do now by the NCAA. I just kind of laughed when I saw it.
Which means they're going to go after the University of Massachusetts.
Southern Mississippi.
Lay the law down.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
death penalty.
UConn, watch out, here they come.
You'll never go to a bowl game.
I mean, at this point, I don't even understand why, Division I football allows them to govern their.
I don't think they are anymore.
Well, they're not, but they still could come in theoretically and punish a team, and there's nothing you can do about it. So,
well, what does it matter, Glenn, if you punish a school that broke the rule back in 2011? You take away 37 wins way back then. Who cares?
Right.
We all know that they won all those games.
Yeah.
The only way it's screwed was Les Miles because now he can't get in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't have enough wins.
Plus, they didn't win a national championship during that time. It's not like they, had to give one back or anything. So really, who cares?
Yeah.
The bowl bans and scholarship restrictions are really what hurts a program when you're looking forward.
You're not going to see that anymore.
No. I mean, we're in the wild, wild west. They're not, governing any NIL,
Well, what do you think? They're talking about the states. You're going to have to do what the NCAA says. It doesn't matter what your state offers. This is the way it's going to be. I don't think
it
it's
makes me a
happen.
little nervous because of the selective way in which they punish teams. I mean, so they can just cherry pick. Oh, we just don't like this team and this team.
Texas already threatened to sue them.
But what have they done over the last year and a half when we've had tampering and all
what
this
NIL movie
10
up
years?
front?
Nothing. I mean, and that's the point. And this is why I don't think there should be an NCAA. But we've all talked about where this is going. It looks like the NCAA's thrown up their hands. They're going to invite the government in to save them from NIL. There's going to be unions. It's
coming.
The future is going to be way messier than what we see now, and that's sad.
I really truly believe it will lead into something else, but I'll get into that later. Herbstreit, he says expansion is coming. The Big Ten, Big 12. The Big Ten, SEC already have a plan. It's coming. When? He said he wouldn't give the name or when. And he like him or not, he knows things. I mean, he's on the inside.
Yeah, I don't
stuff.
dislike Herbstreit just because, his knowledge of college football and his connections. He's one of the top, analysts in all of college football. I just think he's a sellout. There's a lot of evidence of it, too. Lots.
Well, also now they're going to try to go from 60 to 30 days on the portal.
Yeah. So, all right, Glenn, this would solve everything, okay? And these coaches, God, I know they're making, we know the amount of money the top 15 coaches at University of Alabama are making. The coordinators, the wide receiver coach, it's incredible the amount of money they're making. I'm talking almost $1 million. And these are position coaches. These are not coordinators. And the coordinators are making almost $2 million. Right. It's 1.9 something. So, but I feel bad for them because they have no life now with the way things have changed. You're always recruiting.
Right.
And they used to have a time in there, about a month, 3 weeks, where the guys could really get away from it. So I think they should do this with college football. Let's get rid of the early signing period. Let's just get rid of that crap. Go back like it used to be, February. Let's let them sign in February, okay?
Let's let them sign whenever they want.
No, listen.
I think so.
Listen to let me give you my game plan. Yeah. You can sign in February like the old days. That will build it up. It'll be a huge thing like the NFL draft. It used to be a big deal. Everybody used to watch it, see where everybody's going to go. You have it then. Now you can transfer. You have 1 month, 30 days where you open the door for transfers, and that's it. You close the door. And I think it should be. I think every college team should end spring football on April 15th. Okay. Or maybe even April 1st. Let's just say April 1st. You can start whenever you want to play spring football. You can start two weeks after the bowl games. You can start if you choose to.
Right.
But you're going to be done on April 1st. Okay? June 1st, dead period. The entire month of June. Oh, no, I take it back. Let's go from April 21st to June 21st is dead period. You can't recruit. You can't call a kid. You can't have a kid on campus.
Right.
That way, those guys got 3 weeks. They don't have to do anything.
Coaches, yeah.
Yeah. So the last week in June, you can bring on and have the summer camps. And then in July, they're all getting ready for the camps, fall camps and stuff like that. That way, it'd solve a lot of issues. And it's simple to do. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Now, Glenn, you got 2 signing periods. Right. You're signing the kids from transfer. Well, they can transfer now anytime they want.
Anytime.
More or less. They say there's a time. You know what it is. They can do what they want to do.
Yeah. And just entering the transfer portal doesn't mean you're transferring. That means other teams can talk to you. So you can enter transfer portal at any time. Right. So it's just something that they have to come in and set some structure. I mean, those are all good ideas, but anything would be a good idea at this point. I mean, you got teams tampering. It's a combination of NIL with the transfer portal because there's no rhyme or reason for why these people are transferring. Look at the Oklahoma pitchers. We talk about this in softball. Won 2 national championships. He's off to Nebraska. No big deal.
The one that blew, and I talk about it all the time, the one that blew my mind when you got the #1 defensive tackle coming out of high school in the country. He goes to Georgia. They win the national championship. They love him there. He's a great player. He loved Georgia. Yeah. He wanted to go to. You mean to tell me Southern Cal? I think, I'm at Georgia. I'm having a good time. We just won that. I think I'm going to go to Southern Cal. No, somebody got word to him and that, hey, we're hurting on defense. You can do this, and here's your NIL.
And what the NCAA do, they wrote a strongly worded letter to everybody.
Yeah.
Get him.
Well, I mean, I'm not going. It goes on everywhere now. Just
absolutely.
Not USC, and USC is doing this a lot right now.
You have to in this day and age. Who's governing it? This is big time football. This is billions of dollars at stake. I mean, and if I know a kid that has a friend on a football team, hey, let's see if he wants to come over here, especially if he's the #1 defensive tackle in the country.
Is this what you said is a $1 billion industry? Why do you think they're starting looking at Hunter Biden in college football?
Is it true that he was on an Alabama recruiting visit?
we like him sometimes.
And the big guy might have been Saban this time?
No, we can't talk about that. Hey, we get back. We got Glenn Manley, FSU Update, brought to you by Newbies. We'll be right back. Now, let's talk about some of the great people that we have. We have Stevenson Air Conditioning. Hey, it has been hot. It has been humid.
Hot. Done been hot.
Let me tell you something. My house is unbelievable. I got Stevenson Air Conditioning. It feels great in here. If you're having problems now cooling that house, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Don't put it off. Your power bill is going to be outrageous. Call Stevenson Air Conditioning today. Call Debbie. make an appointment. They'll come out. They'll service it. If it's time to get a new one, you go with Stevenson. And just like Jason Stevenson, he was a local guy, grew up here. He is a honest, good man. Locals taking care of locals.
But I would say this, as hot as it's been, I put an air conditioner in the back of my mom's house. That thing runs smooth. It's cold, and our bill is about $100 less a month. So
Stevenson Air Conditioning
pays for itself.
No doubt about it. Dr. Chad Mitchell, legendary doctor, 24 years on Bay County Sidelines. You can listen to him here every Monday. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Everybody was manly. He didn't show up. He did not show up for karaoke last night.
I was dancing at my house.
Unbelievable. All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Listen to live play-by-play of America's team right here. First, it's the Braves at Truist versus the Marlins tonight. Coverage starts at 6. Then, Game 2 tomorrow. First pitch at 3:10. Sunday's game time, 12:35. Listen live on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, this is Tim.
Do y'all sell bait?
Yes, we seasonally stock live shrimp, live bull minnows, live sand fleas, live fiddler crabs, earthworms, night crawlers, crickets. We also stock frozen shrimp, sand fleas, mullets, squid, pre-rigged ballyhoo, bonita, stingray, cigar minnows, Boston mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and a few other miscellaneous baits. It's worth the drive to buy premium locally sourced bait from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
Gulf Coast Aquarium is now Gulf Coast Aquarium and Pet. They have a full line of live reptiles and reptile supplies, including the area's largest supplier of ZooMed products. ZooMed, a family-owned business with over 45 years of U.S.-based manufacturing. ZooMed is #1 in reptile products worldwide and is now available at Gulf Coast Aquarium and Pet, 469 Harrison Avenue, downtown Panama City.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all. I hope you won't judge me on one email I sent 10 years ago.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
Now that's the spice of your food, Nibbo!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State. Florida State.
Woo! FSU football. FSU athletics brought to you by Newbies.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, after the Billfish, get on out to Newbies, the mothership. Have a great time. They have had a great summer. Love Kathy down there. Love Will. Will's back in the weight room looking really good. They do a great job running all the Newbies. Of course, we all love John Shaw. Wonderful people taking care of the community. Get out to Newbies. Newbie 2 on the curve and watch all sporting events. But the mothership is the place to go to have a great time.
That's correct.
What do you got for us today, Mr. Mayor?
Well, we'll start out with a little baseball since Bill Allen needs to know a little bit about it. So
Bill Allen ruined FSU baseball.
All right, now. They have got a transfer portal guy in, Jason West from Alabama. He is a catcher. He's actually a Tallahassee native. He went to Lawton Childs High School. Was the number 4 catcher in Florida, and so his brother played there. His brother was last name Gage West, he played there in 2014 through 2016. So he's in there. He's one of the 8 transfers that came in. So far, there's 5 pitchers, there's 2 infielders and 1 outfielder. So he's one of the ones that came in. So we'll have to see what goes on with that. And then if you get into Florida State recruiting, right now they're ranked 24th or 25th, but be patient because they got other people coming in. They haven't really had a commitment since April. as far as definitely coming in. That was the tight end that came from Georgia. That was the 5-star tight end Landon Thomas. And right now, the ones that are already committed, though, these are prospects. The quarterback, Luke Cromana, or whatever his name, how you pronounce that name. But anyway, his status has been moved up to 5-star.
Nice.
The highly running back, Cameron Davis, number 4-star. Wide receiver, Cameron Fryer. So we know his dad played played there earlier, was a wide receiver. Wide receiver, B.J. Gibson. Wide receiver, LaWayne McCoy. And wide receiver T.J. Abrams. They were just selling the greatness of T.J. Abrams, so if they were able to get him. Also a safety, C.J. Hurd, 3-star defensive tackle Jeremy Flagg, a 3-star linebacker Jaden Paris, and a 3-star kicker Jay Weinberg, who is out of American Heritage. He was rated the number 1 kicker last year. He's only to be a senior this year. Last year, he actually said committed the 2nd of January this year. In his 22 season, he was 5-8 field goals. His longest was 57. 17 for extra points, and 28 of his kickoffs went in as touchbacks. So he was rated the number 1 kicker. I don't get to judge. I don't judge all of them, but when I start looking at these, they need to be real consistent to be up there. I just don't know how you rate all these, because there's different circumstances. Some teams will try just short, I'll say 40 is a short field goal for most of them nowadays. And so when you start getting out there, and you don't, every time you go back, and for every inch the ball curves, that's about 5 yards. By the time it gets to the trajectory off the line. So that has to be pretty good. So hopefully we'll sign some more, and he's got some more coming out of the portal. So hopefully we'll be patient. People are starting to panic. This is his 4th year. Why are we 25? No. But in the ACC, they're number 5 in the ACC as far as recruiting is going. Clemson's number 1, North Carolina's number 2, Pitt's 3. And Georgia Tech, of all people, is 4, and then FSU, and then it just goes on down.
I think Dabo figured out NIL real quick.
So
After complaining about it for 2 years, saying we're not engaging in this, then they land 5 stars one weekend.
They were probably engaged in it before.
Oh, for sure. Their little church.
Before it was called NIL, they were engaged in it.
This is the Church of Latter-day Money Laundering that they were using.
So they rated this guy, Chip Patterson, who is from CBS Sports. He has listed the ACC's the toughest schedule.
Yeah, I wanted to. I saw it, but I want to hear this.
Okay, so
gotta be Florida State.
I'm going to start with number. I'm going to start with number 1 and go all the way up. This is the hardest schedule.
Wait, can I guess?
Yeah,
Florida State.
No,
Georgia Tech.
What?
Georgia Tech.
Over Florida State?
Yeah.
They got LSU in Florida. What are they talking?
Listen to this, though. They got Georgia.
All right. Yeah, Georgia Tech has, this is just some of their, they have Wake Forest, Ole Miss, Miami, Clemson, North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina. That's part of their schedule.
Okay. All right.
Across the board, that's a tough schedule because there's no cupcake in that little.
Number 2 is FSU as far as.
All right, let's go with theirs.
Okay, so I didn't get all of them, but these are some of the major ones. LSU right off the bat, Wake Forest, Clemson, Duke, and then Miami. That's part
and Florida.
And Florida, that's their neutral game.
I don't know. I'm going to go FSU.
Okay,
that one's close.
Yeah. What do you think, Lynn?
I tell you, I tell you what Georgia Tech has to do.
It's probably because Georgia Tech isn't as good and they're not favored in as many games.
Guys, LSU might compete for the national championship this year.
And Duke has the 3rd hardest schedule, but here's what their non-conference schedule is very favorable to them, only except for Notre Dame. But then they go, they have to play Clemson, FSU, North Carolina State, and also Virginia. So, Virginia Tech. And then Wake Forest has the 4th toughest. Their first part of their schedule should be cushy, but then they get FSU, North Carolina, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Duke all in a row. So that's what they're saying. And Clemson has the 5th hardest, and they're highly anticipated games with FSU, Notre Dame, and Wake Forest. And so then they, you sprinkle in some other things. And so, of course, we'll go to the one who has the least toughest, and that would be Boston College. So they have 4 non-conference games: Army, Yukon, Northern Illinois, and Holy Cross. That's their.
That's a smart coach.
And they'll be 2-2.
So right, yeah. So, but anyway, then they go into their schedule. So, but anyway, and then Louisville. Where's Randy? Louisville has the number 13 hardest schedule. They have 3 away games that they have to get: North Carolina State, Pitt, Miami. The rest of it's kind of.
They got Thursday night games, and we don't know the schedule. They're on TV quite a bit by themselves on Friday night, and one's like on a Thursday, 2 on Thursday.
Right. And then Virginia, the main one they have, they're number 11. The main one they have is Tennessee. Besides everything. So I'll give you Miami. They have a heavy home slate: Clemson, FSU, Texas A&M.
Okay.
So, in this, you can go Syracuse, has to run the gauntlet mid-season. They play Clemson at home, FSU away, and North Carolina away. So,
I'm going to see what Miami's going to do this year. Yeah. We know what Florida State is. We know what Clemson is. They're going to be borderline elite and kind of fight for that college football playoff. But Miami, Cristobal was their guy. They got the AD from, Clemson to come down. I mean, 2 years ago, they were supposed to win the ACC with Tyler Van Dam or whatever his name is. Then last year, they came in and they were terrible.
And they had that big NIL money from that billionaire down there.
Had a big recruiting class, number 3 in the country, just behind Alabama, Georgia that year. So this is a year he needs to put some stats up.
I'm not combining it anymore. Do they do it?
The guy wrote the column said that they should be better, but they're not going to be up there. Don't look for 9 or 10 wins.
Yeah,
they still, So, but anyway, that's kind of what we have. But I just go right down through them. The number 14 BC, number 13 Louisville, 12 Virginia Tech, 11 Virginia, 10 North Carolina State. Now they have road games with Duke, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, and then they have home games with Notre Dame, Clemson, and North Carolina, of course. Then Miami's number 9, Pitt's number 8, 7 is Syracuse, number 6, North Carolina. See, North Carolina, they avoid FSU. They always have.
Don't they have South Carolina this year? North Carolina?
Yeah, they do. But they have also their way at Pitt, Georgia Tech, Clemson, and North Carolina State. But they do, And so, and then we did the first 5. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. But one of the things that the guy kept coming across is, be patient, Florida State. You be the guy's going to have some players. Plus, here's the thing: he got Coach Norville got a lot of kids to come back. So, especially the 2 defensive ends and the running back and then also the quarterback. So, that's the way it looks right now.
Glenn, to me, this is me. I think Florida State's schedule is tougher than Georgia Tech's. People don't realize, I do. Southern Mississippi, I'm talking to people there, they feel like they got a really good team.
Right.
They're looking forward to coming into Tallahassee. They open up with LSU, which some people, I got them winning the SEC West. LSU's going to be really, really good. Southern Mississippi's going to be a lot better. BC, they'll win that one. And then Pitt's been good lately, man. Then Miami, Wake Forest. Their schedule is tough. You close out with FSU. You got Clemson. That's a hi. Jason, introduce our special guest.
So this is my roommate. She helps me out at Max Fish. She does all our meal plans. This is Darlene Griswold. So she's been doing meal plans probably for about 2 years now. Grew up in Panama City. Went to Rutherford. We won't hold that against her, but. Yeah, has a lot of knowledge.
I wore this for her.
Oh,
this is a Rutherford Ram shirt I wore for you.
Looks like a Dodge shirt to me.
No,
it's a Rutherford Ram.
Oh, cool.
He doesn't like this shirt because he says my chest looks bigger than his when his shirt. That's why he's mad about it.
Well, he's my mentor, so.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we got to take a break. We'll get back with our special guest. Glenn, there's something different about her than you. I don't know what it is.
Well, gee.
Let's talk about some of our great people. Yeah, I mentioned El Rodeo, the Tequila Bar Grill just a minute ago. Great thing about that, the lunch specials are outstanding Monday through Friday. Happy hour 3 to 7. What's so great, like tonight, you want to go down there before the Bill Fish or whatever, you buy one drink, the next one's free. I'm talking about draft beer, margaritas, house wine at El Rodeo Tequila Bar Grill.
He doesn't buy the one. He wants the
I
free
want
one.
the free one. And David, I'm coming to see you, baby. He does a good job. Tell him I sent you down there. They're great people.
Right.
You know, we hadn't talked enough about Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. Glenn loves it. Glenn, you eat there all the time. It's outstanding.
Well, I shouldn't be, but I do.
I miss Ethan now. You know.
I know. He went. So, Coach, we gave Coach a card, and he went by there Tuesday and got some breakfast burritos to go, and he said, I can come back there again.
I eat brisket 3 times a week there.
Yeah, the place is great. Beautiful facility there on Baton Beach Road. If you love barbecue, get down there from the great state of Texas, Rudy Barbecue. Now, I like the turkey plate. I like the turkey sandwich.
Yeah,
incredible.
All of it's good.
And I tell you what, if you have something that needs to be catered, call Rudy's Barbecue. They'll come do it. If you need some help out, Bay High School.
Yeah, they've done it several.
If you like something a little spicy, try them Rudy beans, man.
Yeah, really good. Just
really good and healthy.
Do that be in public.
Yeah, don't be with Jason an hour later.
Right.
Anyway, unbelievable. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents The Blast at Bay Point. Listen to Win Your Tea Time at the legendary Bay Point Golf Club in beautiful Panama City Beach.
You ready to play some high-low? I'm going to try.
Listen weekdays at 8:40, 12:40, and 5:40 to play high-low for a chance to win 18 holes at Bay Point Golf Club.
I tell you what, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it.
Listen to Win the Blast at Bay Point from ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 91 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 80. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 90. Moving into Sunday, the same with a high of 90 and some sun. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The road is yours this summer in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by and check out the Bill Bird Kia SUV family that is built for all-in adventures and endless possibilities. Whether you're traveling on the highways or off-road, you'll do it with grace and grit. Now offering 3.25% APR up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort and safety and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind that you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $22.22 per month per $1,000 finance at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 7/5/23.
And here we go. The #1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekday evening 6 to 10. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yes, sir.
You need to get on Facebook. Stop the car. Get on Facebook. Watch us live. We got are you into bodybuilding? No? You need to get into it. Jason, introduce our next guest, and let's get into it.
So this is
Glenn.
Darlene Griswold. She works out there at Max Fit with me at Pier Park. She runs that store. She does our meal plan. So she's certified in sports nutrition. So anybody that's looking to get on a meal plan, just take the guesswork out of what to eat, when to eat it. This is who can help you. If you want to lose 5 pounds, gain whatever muscle, it's a very specific scientific process that we can get you results. So
I'll never forget growing up in Montgomery, Alabama. We were all trying to get bigger and bigger and stronger and all this kind of stuff. So what did we do? We go down to McDonald's and get a quarter pounder of cheese, large fries, milkshakes, and you can eat like that. You will get bigger, but not where you want to get bigger at. So talk about how important what you eat is, what your nutrition.
So regardless of what your fitness journey looks like, you just can't outwork a bad diet. And I'm not saying it requires sacrifice from your family or from your everyday life, but it just takes a little bit of knowledge of picking the right foods and feeling your body for what it needs to do or what you're trying to do, like exercise or whatever, your daily activities look like.
All right, let me ask you this. I walk all the time. I talk all the time in the weight room. But how bad was that, what I did this morning? I had a donut and a half or two, maybe.
So we had 3 donuts.
But if you do that just every once in a while, is it okay? Or?
I feel like it is. I mean, I think initially people come to us with goals to lose weight, but once you get to your goal, it's just about maintenance from there. So if you want to eat a donut, I'd say, hey, drink it with a protein shake. Yeah. That would be my advice to you. But I wouldn't say, hey, don't have it, because guess what? In 3 days, when you get around like an apple pie or something, you're going to eat half of it or all of it.
She knows me very well.
Yeah.
And the main thing is, once you get your metabolism to a certain level, you can get away with eating a little bit of loose food.
Absolutely.
So when we put somebody on a meal plan, the first thing they talk about is how much food they have to eat, because we're usually increasing the amount of calories they're getting for them to lose body fat. And at first, it's a little bit of a mental challenge to eat more food to lose weight, because that's just counterproductive to what people have done over 20 years. But she's very specific. She can write out, grocery lists. She tells people what to eat, how to cook. And it's broken down from, breakfast, your mid-meal snack, lunch, dinner snack, dinner. So everything that you need to be, written down is in front of you. So you basically just have to apply your effort and follow the plan.
Regardless how you look, okay, in your 60s, Glenn's in his 90s. It doesn't really matter what your body looks. Can you bring the body back? Can you get back looking good?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel better, I think, than I did in my 20s. I feel like, minus life issues and having children and things like that, I feel like as far as overall, I feel like I look better than I did in my 20s, honestly. And I've been through some stuff,
Yeah.
Regardless, you can absolutely come back. Absolutely.
Well, Coach, she's only 29, so how can she?
Well, the main thing, when we put somebody on a meal plan within the first 2 weeks, it's not something they see, it's something they feel. They're like, I feel so much better. I don't feel bloated. I have energy levels. So it's not just about looking in the mirror and saying, oh, I got abs and this and that. It's people don't feel good when they're overweight. They don't, want to get up and attack the day. They don't want to get out and do stuff. So it's a life-changing event when you really find the amount of food you need to eat, the timing of it, you're eating enough. It's not like you're hungry all the time, and you're losing weight and building muscle. So it's something that can change your life. It really can.
I really believe it's a lack of knowledge. I'm just looking at my own family, my mother, my dad, as they got older. They didn't know what to eat, what not to eat. I think that's 99% of it. I really do.
Not only that, when you start eating healthy, it gets expensive. I mean, you can go to Walmart and pick a lot of bad food and get out of there with a $100 grocery bill. And you're eating healthy, that grocery bill goes to $250, and it's a lot harder to prepare food. I mean, I know she cooks 2-3 times a day just to prepare her food for the week.
Yeah.
That way she doesn't have to go every time she needs a meal to cook. So we cook, most of our meals on Sunday, Monday.
Every few days.
Yeah. That way we have enough meals for 4 or 5 days. And we just basically pull them out, put them in the microwave, heat it up, and we're good to go.
But why? I mean, the people that don't know, and they want to lose weight, you keep talking about your meal plan. So kind of explain what the meal plan is. I mean, do you ask the individual, somebody walks in there and they want to lose weight, they don't feel good like you're talking about, they're overweight, but they don't know. They go eat at this, Golden Corral. They eat the wrong foods. What do you tell them? And what is your meal plan? Is it designed for each individual, or is it just across the board, this is what we're going to do?
It is. It is actually personalized and specific to the individual, such as, the carbs that I'll feed you are going to be based upon where your body fat percentage is. And so with that changing, your carbs will change. And so your protein intake will come from, your frequency, duration, and intensity of your workouts. I know everybody has kind of a rule of thumb, a gram per pound or whatever the case may be, but this is specific. This is catered to you. And that's why I ask people to come in once a week until you really can kind of get your training wheels off and be confident about, getting your meals in, getting the right amounts. There's a lot of misconception with the way to weigh it. So I will go out of my way. I'll convert things for people. I'll give them options and substitutes on the side because I like to have options myself. but the plan is customized to the individual themselves.
So when somebody comes in for a meal plan, the first thing we do is we gather information on them. We put them on the in-body scan. We get their baseline metabolic rate. We get their resting heart rate, age, what their weight and stuff is done by the body scan. But we also ask them what their goals are. What body percent do you want to be at? How much muscle do you want to add? And when she figures that stuff out, we're able to put this into Lucio Sorelli's formulas and stuff like that, and it's very scientific, breaks down. But then each meal breaks down how many fats, carbs, proteins you eat with each meal, the amount of food, how to weigh it out, how to cook it. I mean, she's written grocery list out for people that are just learning how to get out.
That's what I'm getting at. Are the people going to know this is what I need to eat for breakfast, this is what I need for lunch or dinner, and then that's it? I mean, you got it planned out right here. This is what you do. You follow this, you will lose weight, right?
Yes.
You will reach your goals. If you followed that to a T, you would gain the amount of muscle you wanted and lose body fat.
Yeah. Get the sugar out of the house. Get the bag of chips. Don't buy chips. If they're not in the house, I can lose it. If somebody brings in, like why Glenn brought this in, I have no idea.
I know exactly why. Don't you, John? He will.
Because he asked.
I texted him last night and said, donuts.
Don't come in. Right.
Show up unless you're
donuts, you ain't getting in. But, I mean, so they'll know exactly what to eat.
Down to every measurement per meal.
Yeah.
Amount of grams of protein, amount of grams of carbs, amount of grams of fat, what to eat at each setting for breakfast, for your mid-meal snack, for lunch. It's an extensive plan that's catered to you that basically maps out what you should eat every day. And we change it weekly. That's why we have you do the in-body. If we see your muscle mass go down and body fat go up, we know something's either not right, your body's not processing carbs or protein right, so we have to adjust that to make sure that you're back on track.
Now, the machine you get on that measures all this, that's free, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And you get discounts on products while you're on the meal plan. So if you do the 3 months, we do 20% off your products while you're on the meal plan, so you're able to get your supplements. It helps with a little bit of the cost, because there is some things that you probably want to take to enhance the diet. Protein's always going to be beneficial, maybe a multivitamin, but it's very, very specific. And I'd say 90% of the people you've done meal plans with have re-upped with you.
Renewed.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, this kind of fits in what I saw last night on TV. I can't remember what station it was, because I usually don't watch the national news. I'm watching Fox or something. But there's something in diet. You always thought Diet Cokes, you don't drink them. I mean, you drink them because you don't want the sugar and don't want to gain weight. Well, there's something in that now they find out now is causing cancer.
Yeah,
everywhere.
aspartame.
Yeah, I think that was it. So you can help us with that. You don't want to do this, you want to do that.
Right. I mean, aspartame, there is some evidence of it. Sucralose, I haven't seen much of. Stevia would be good, but, we're just... People that drink Diet Cokes a lot of times gain weight because they crave that sugar, and at some point, because it's artificial, they're going to somehow get their hands on sugar and eat it. That's like she's saying. When somebody craves something like a donut, what I tell them is go ahead and eat that donut, move past it, start your meal plan back the next day. Because if you sit there and like, crave it, and just wait, that thing's going to spill over, and you're going to find a cake and just engorge yourself, and you're going to blow your diet completely out of the water. So nobody has a perfect diet, but this is a roadmap for you to get in there and accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Take the guesswork out of it, and then when you have that knowledge, you can apply it any time in life.
All right. If somebody wants to get up with you, are you at both stores? How's that work, Jason? They're in town. How do they get with her? If they're on the beach, I know she's at the beach store. How do we work
She
this?
works mainly out of the beach store, but she does meal plans for both. You can get a hold of her at 850-708-3051. That's the Panama City Beach store in Pier Park. If you know her on Facebook, you can message her and get up with her. And
they go on 23rd. They see you there.
We sign up people there. She can meet them on 23rd Street when she's got time. So she's flexible to meet at any store. So if you come in the 23rd Street store, sign up for a meal plan, we'll set you up an appointment. She meets with you. We do your first in-body scan. She gets some basic information. She goes back, looks at your goals, and then caters that diet, gives you the basically meal plan back in about 2 to 3 days.
I could tell in your eyes you were very impressed with my workout at the gym.
Yes.
Yeah.
She always tells me how good you look in there and just how you're working out. Now.
It doesn't matter what age they all are impressed. I don't know what it is. They say, they'll go, you're going to get up off the bench and quit talking so I can use it? Yeah, yes, sir, I'll get up.
Well, he's lying because his eyes are brown.
He's in there like Ron Burgundy on the bench.
Yeah,
I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal.
All right, we get back. Jess Spiegel out of Birmingham, Alabama, hopefully Birmingham, Alabama, with our Alabama update. You can hang around all day if you like, whatever you want to do. All right, we'll be right. Oh, can I have time? Do I have time? Let's talk about some of our great people. Remember, now Jason's at 2 great locations now on 23rd Street and also at Pier Park, where he's always been. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Man, I tell you what, Pat's tearing it up over there. Glenn, they've done so many things for the coaches here in Bay County.
Right.
Beef O'Brady, we used to do our films there. TV show was filmed out there. I remember Scott used to come there, we'd do it. Great place, great atmosphere. And on Wednesday from 11:30 to 3, you get 10 of the biggest wings you can get anywhere and a drink for under $10. Okay, you can't get that anywhere anymore. But get out to Beef O'Brady's, have a great time. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven, unbelievable. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, 3 restaurants in one.
Yep.
You love pizza?
Yep.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, but the dessert bar, which we were told we shouldn't be with, but anyway, I go by there. And also, they already have planned meals where you can just go ahead and take something home if you don't have time.
It is packaged to take on the boat. John does a great job.
Great sandwiches there, too. So
Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. Dr. Ward, go see him. There's offices throughout Northwest Florida. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. Skin cancer can kill you. 1 in 5 develop it. Go see Dr. Ward. Don't put it off. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is on location at Dave & Buster's. The afternoon underdogs are broadcasting live at Dave & Buster's Pier Park with half-price cocktails, half-price games, free Dave & Buster's game cards, and choice swag from ESPN Northwest Florida. Join David, Kyle, Amanda, Drew, and a cast of sports fanatics every Wednesday from 4 to 6 with fun and prizes at Dave & Buster's Pier Park with ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 91 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 80. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 90. Moving into Sunday, the same with a high of 90 and some sun. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Me and my I Do crew have 50 years experience, and we have more certified diamonds in stock at the best prices in town. So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, come see me, your diamond girl, and my I Do crew at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, because we don't work on commissions. We work for smiles and I Do's.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WVLQ Port St. John.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis with Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. We offer comprehensive diagnostics and repair service for all types of hydraulic units, such as hydraulic and pneumatic cylinders, hydraulic pumps, motors, and valves, as well as a broad range of hydraulic hoses and O-rings. Give us a call at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions at 850-326-3000 for any of your hydraulic needs. Or come see us on Commercial Drive off Jinx Avenue in Panama City.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
Lots of force on this one. Hello, Chop House. A 2-run homer.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Time. Whoa. Yeah. Alabama Updates brought by Stevens Air Conditioning. Anytime, day or night, you got a problem, the house is burning up. You're sweating. The heat is on, brother. The furnace is on here. They've turned up the oven. We got Stevens Air Conditioning. We don't worry about it. Give them a call. Jason and their crew doing an incredible job. I didn't have an opportunity to mention this until now. I want to give a shout-out to Patrick at Turf Pro Pest Control. What a great job they do. Your yard can look like Pat Dye Field. I'm telling you, the guy does an unbelievable job. Don't forget it, Turf Pro Pest Control. Make sure you call them if you have any kind of problems like that. All right, let's bring him on. The legendary Jeff Siegel out of Birmingham, Alabama. Sports director, 3340 ABC. Been covering University of Alabama since 1983. Jeff, how you doing this morning?
Hey, that goes back to Ray Perkins. That's quite a ways away. You're You're making me feel old, and this heat is making me feel like 10 years older. All I want to do is just lay down and sit in front of a fan.
Hey, listen, how bad is it in Birmingham? Because I know I grew up in Alabama. It's hot there, but it's hot here now. It's brutal here.
Well, triple digit, I mean, heat index, of course. I think it's supposed to get like to 110 today in terms of that. Of course, in Tuscaloosa, it's always hotter. We lived there for 6 years, Julie and I did. And I swore to people that that's the hottest place I've ever lived in. The heat just gets in there. There's no way you can get out. There's no breeze, really. And, every time I look at James Spann's weather map, I look at the temperatures, and sure enough, the highest temperature in the States over in Tuscaloosa. It's crazy hot over there.
I can remember taking our football teams and then individual players up there for the football camps and how hot it was. It's crazy. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, I got some questions for you. Number one, I don't know if you remember this or not. One of the greatest things ever happened in my life, 1973, leaving Montgomery, Alabama, driving into Legion Field, Birmingham, Alabama, Tennessee, the third Saturday in October. The first game I ever saw in my life. Fell in love with Alabama football. I said, Jeff, I'm telling you, after watching that game, I said, I'm going to play college football at the University of Alabama. I'm getting a scholarship there. Now, Coach Bryant screwed up. He didn't know how to evaluate talent. and Southern Mississippi out-recruited Paul Bear Bryant, and I go to Southern Mississippi, as far as you know. Anyway, I did get a scholarship there, but Coach Bryant said, nah, you're pretty good, but you ain't good enough. Yeah. But anyway, Jeff, that game on the first play, Alabama was ranked either first or second, I can't remember. Tennessee was ranked in the top 10. They're both undefeated. And they faked the fullback. He drops back. Rutledge hits Wayne Wheeler on an 80-yard touchdown pass on the first play of the game. It was on TV. Keith Jackson was there. Our tickets were in the end zone. I saw it perfectly. Wilbur Jackson had an 80-yard touchdown run. It was a great game. It was like 21-21. I believe in the fourth quarter, Bama pulls away and wins 42-21. And I fell in love with Alabama football. I'd never seen anything like it. It was incredible. Were you? I don't know your age. Do you remember that game?
Oh, goodness gracious, yes. Yeah, I was watching it on TV with my dad. And, first play of the game. And that was the one thing about the Wishbone offense is that, you could grind out some yardage with a run. But, man, you take it to that fullback. I mean, you threw it so rarely that when you did throw it, I mean, it'd go for a big play.
Yeah.
And you had Wayne Wheeler, and then later, of course, you had, Ozzie Newsome, catching passes. And you can make some big plays if you're a receiver. And then, and you may not remember this, but and I hope I'm thinking about the same game, but there was a little guy who was a punt returner named Robin Carey.
Yes.
Is that his name?
Yes.
Who had a big punt return for a touchdown in that game.
In that game. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he'll never be mistaken for Javier Arenas.
he was about as fast as I was.
But he broke him for a long touchdown. That was one of the most entertaining games.
And Jeff, you know who the quarterback was for Tennessee?
Oh, gracious.
Yeah. Cedric Holloway.
Tell me.
Condredge.
Oh,
Condredge
Holloway.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
And remember, we had a hard time. I mean, the reason they got 21 points was his scrambling ability. He was a great football player. He was Coach Bryan they recruited him like for 3 years. They had a coach at his house almost all the time, and Coach Bryan was honest with him. I heard one of the coaches tell me about it. They said that Coach Bryan told him right to his face, he said, hey, look, the time's not right for you to come here and be a quarterback. He said, I want you here. You're a great player. You can play here, but if you come in here to play quarterback, I don't think it's the time. And he even said later on, he said, he's the only coach that told me that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he went to Tennessee and not Alabama. He appreciated him being honest with him like that.
I would.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I think John Ward called him the Artful Dodger or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, really fun to watch.
And the guy that took me to this game, Oakley Melton, I don't know if you ever met him or not, him and some other guy were tied for so many Iron Bowls that they went to. And I think Mr. Melton died and the other guy lived and beat him or something like that. But it was unbelievable. I'll never forget that football game. Yeah. Anyway.
What a great memory.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up and talk about me a little bit today.
You in Alabama. Shocking.
That's right.
Anyway, what's going on at Bama? Any breaking news, anything you can, anything secretly you can give away?
Gosh, I don't have many secrets. Back in 2007, when when that guy took that job, the secrets pretty much stopped coming out of the football. But I tell you one thing that's impressed me this week is just keeping an eye on the 2024 recruiting class. And right now you've got 9 commitments, and you've got 5 from in-state.
Wow.
Yeah. And you look at the 2023 class, and there were 8 in-state guys, like, in the whole class.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like an emphasis or whether the football talent is getting, better. There's a guy, wide receiver Perry Thompson from Foley is in that class.
Yes.
Oh, Jalen Mbakwe, an incredible athlete from Clay Chalkville. They got the defensive lineman Faga from Central Phoenix City. Jeremiah Beeman is a defensive lineman from Parker High School in Birmingham. Mm-hmm. Is part of that class as well. Sterling Dixon, an edge rusher, from Mobile Christian. So 5 of the 9 so far from in-state. That's one thing that's kind of gotten my attention. That a lot of in-state talent, in the class so far.
And we got 5 stars in the state of Alabama, quite a few this year. I want to go back to something you just said. That receiver from Foley, Alabama, 6'3", 205 pounds. Keep an eye on this one because I think this is a big deal. If Hugh Freeze flips him and they get him, does that signal something? I don't know. Keep an eye on that because in the past we got Julio, and everybody liked chicken back then. Julio worked it. Anyway, I don't know if this kid's working the same restaurant or not. But what happens out in Foley, Alabama, I'm keeping an eye on that one. If Bama keeps him, things stay the same. If Auburn can pull that off, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, to me, I think people are taking a wait-and-see attitude, when it comes to Auburn. I mean, I think all these recruits want to see, what happens, I think, with the first year. I don't think you'll see, guys flipping, from Bama to Auburn. He's getting a lot of transfers. He's making a lot of hay in the transfer portal. And now we'll see, if he could coach him up. Now, past records indicate that, Hugh Freeze is pretty good at coaching up football players. But we'll see how it works the first year at Auburn, and then I think, people will make their decisions, based on his track record from his first year there.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to ask you, God darn, this went on my mind. I know what's going to ask you.
Yeah.
The NCAA, they just came out and sent this thing out to the athletic directors and everything. It doesn't matter what the state law is, NIL, tell me if I'm wrong, Jason, NIL, the NCAA is going to be what the NCAA says. And I've already heard, I don't know if it's true or not, that Texas has threatened to sue them. What do you think about that? Are they just blowing smoke? Because I don't think they have any power to do anything. Tell me what you think about that.
No, I mean, they've drawn a line in the sand. But, whether they're going to be able to do anything after they draw the line in the sand, I highly doubtful to me. Because the NCAA just, doesn't have the teeth, that it used to. It doesn't have the, the clout, that it used to. They're in for a battle. They start taking on, state governments and all that. I mean, it turns into a big mess.
All right, I want to switch gears. I got to get your input on this before you let you go today. Georgia, there's this story out of Atlanta really coming after Kirby. And I love Kirby Smart. I think he's a wonderful man. They also talked about Urban at Florida, how it fell apart there, Les Miles at LSU, when Miami fell apart, the lack of discipline, stuff like that. We can say Alabama. I've had players that got in trouble there. Eddie Williams was a number 1 athlete in the nation, 5-star recruit. He goes to Alabama, gets in trouble, and never played there. And he played on the national championship team the first year, and then got in trouble right after the season. A bunch of them did. So you have things that are going on. But this day and time, it's out in the public a lot more than ever before. Did you see that article out of Atlanta about what they were talking about?
Yeah. What really disappoints me about Kirby is that, I thought when he took that job, he had learned from, one of the best ever. And I thought he was going to run his program like that. But instead, it's turned into he's turned into Urban Meyer, is what he's turned into. Just looking the other way on things, or maybe not even looking the other way, but seeing what's going on and just totally ignoring it. So it's just very disappointing to me the way that's gone down. And the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, there aren't many newspapers out there. There aren't many newspapers out there, period. But there aren't many newspapers out there doing investigative work like this. And so, Kirby better turn this around in a hurry and get this thing, going back in a positive direction in terms of, discipline and just kind of getting his program, fixed up and headed in the right direction for sure.
Hey, Jeff, we're off next week, the 4th of July. I hope you have a great 4th. Stay cool and come see us when you get down to Panama City Beach.
Well, hey, I appreciate y'all. Have a good 4th.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you, brother. All right, Alabama Update's been brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Have any kind of problem, call Debbie. She'll get it taken care of for you. They are incredible. They're like Glenn Manley. Nothing but winners. That's all they do is win.
Sometimes I have summers.
Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate it. Anyway, all right, let's talk about some of our other great people that we have. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Do you know what the special is today? Crisp fish. You will love it. They opened the door. I got there at 11 o'clock yesterday. 11:10, packed out.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. You know what? Everybody loves J. Michael's. Legendary place known throughout the Southeast. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Get out there and have a great time. Chuck Tucker, love you, brother. South Oak Title and Closing, #1. Not even closing. The great ones using Mark Fowert, Beth Movey. They all demand South Oak Title and Closing, and so should you. We'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
At first slide, 2 RBI triple.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball and a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Best Way Portable Buildings, Dave & Buster's, PCB Hobby, and Gulf Coast Aquarium.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 91 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 80. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 90. Moving into Sunday, the same with a high of 90 and some sun. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. The SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2023 Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer, Bill Bird Kia.
At Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, you can find all the necessary items for an unforgettable fishing experience. From pin rods and reels to the best hand-tied rigs in Florida, we have it all. With the help of our friendly and knowledgeable staff, you can be sure that you have the right gear to make that big catch. Come experience a great local bait and tackle shop located directly off 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach, located just 5 miles west of Pier Park.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents The Blast at Bay Point.
You ready to play some high-low?
Keep listening to win.
I'm going to try.
The Blast at Bay Point on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey! One of the best fight songs in all of college football. Tell you what, I saw a bunch of Auburn shirts. Guy had an Auburn shirt, one had a hat. at Jay Michaels the other day. I was like, I look around and see when people from different states, Tennessee, I see a lot of Tennessee people down here, Georgia. People love the Gulf Coast. A lot of Buckeyes, Michigan people. It's crazy. Go. They got huge fan bases. Auburn update. I tell you what, I'm going to talk about Bay Point. You love Bay Point. Get out and play golf there. Absolutely. It's incredible. Dr. Warren, you're doing an incredible job. John Warren's doing an unbelievable job with this Bay Point. It's so organized. Get out there tonight and have a wonderful time. It's going to a lot of great entertainment, great food, great drink. They're going to start weighing them in tonight and tomorrow. Make sure you get out there and enjoy that. But make sure 11 o'clock to 1, you leave your radio station right here and listen to Ryan Mulvey. He's got a great show lined up for you.
We should talk a little bit about golf, though. You know what I'm saying?
They're good, man. They're doing an excellent job. All right, let's get into Auburn. All right. You hire a new head football coach. Does it create excitement? Does he win the interview? Does things feel better? Does everybody get on the same page? When the Auburn people are all in the same page, they can be deadly. I mean, they can really win a national championship at Auburn. They've done it in the past. When Pat Dye was hired, everybody got together and look what he did. Tommy Tuberville did a great job for a long period of time. Now, I will say everybody's pumped up and ready to go on Auburn. All-time record for season tickets sold for the 2023 season. That tells you people are pumped up about the hire of the new head football coach. Hugh Freeze's arrival has created major impact already on ticket sales. Auburn now has fewer than 300 ticket sales, preseason ticket sales left.
Wow.
Well, that's pretty good for a team that won 5 games last year.
Yep.
So he's worth the money they're spending right now, what they're doing on ticket sales. Great job, Auburn fans. Great job. Jordan Hare is going to be rocking this fall. People are going to pumped up about Auburn football. Home games for Auburn. This kind of helps you sell tickets, too, when you have these two teams coming in there. Auburn's home games, the Iron Bowl, Alabama. Mm-hmm. That's a big sell right there. Georgia, the number of back-to-back national championship team, they got coming to Jordan Hare. Ole Miss is coming in. Mississippi State. So that's your 4 SEC schools coming in.
Right.
They played Mississippi State, seems like forever, in Ole Miss. So
right.
That's some good. People want to see that. Now, the other games coming in, I don't know. You tell me what you think. Are you excited about UMass?
No.
No, I'm not either. But it's a win. I think it's the first game.
UMass is excited.
Yeah, they're pumped up. They want that paycheck.
It's a good preseason game for them.
What about the Sanford? I don't think anybody's pumped up.
That ain't with the
Coach Bowden, the quarterback? If not,
they got a statue of him, though.
That ain't the ST Sanford, is it?
Yeah. And the next one is New Mexico State. New Mexico State is making money off the SEC. They seem like they're playing a lot of schools over the last couple of years.
Well, they're not silly.
Now, remember, Glenn, they gave away another home game. They're going to Cal, home with Cal. So they go out there. And I would say easy win for Auburn. But I look at the history of SEC going out west the first of the year. I remember LSU going out when everybody had the hype on them. They got their butt kicked.
Tennessee went out there and lost to Cal.
Alabama went out there.
Tennessee and UCLA used to play all the time.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, back in the 60s.
I think 2-3 years ago, UCLA put it on them because that was kind of because Chip Kelly was coming in the season. They thought he was going to get fired, and they beat Tennessee.
I remember. I'll never forget this. I was so pumped up this year. I think it was like 2000. Alabama goes out there week 1. And I think they might have been preseason number 1 or 2 in the country. They got their butt kicked by UCLA week 1. So there's a history there. The SEC not doing well.
It's a time zone.
Yeah, it definitely has an effect on your body.
Yeah. But we'll see. I do still think they're going to win. But anyway, Ole Miss, October 21st, Hugh Freeze will play his old school. Not only that, he's playing against Lane Kiffin, the guy that turned down the Arbor job.
I know.
They wanted him and not Hugh. That's going to be a good game, guys. That's going to be a good one. I'm telling you.
Probably evenly matched teams, too.
I think Ole Miss is better.
Oh, for sure right now, but it's going to be closer.
Here's the thing, though. It's not the two coaches. I don't see them out there running a play or anything. It's the team. That's what people – it's a revenge game, you know, all that stuff, and you're going, well, wait a minute.
Well, Lane will make it entertaining.
He'll probably make some – do you think he makes a comment like, I could have had this job.
Right.
Just a PR. He is.
Well, he pokes at Saban, so he's definitely going to poke at Hugh Freeze.
Right. That's right. Just give him bulletin board fodder. So.
Right.
At Auburn, at Ole Miss, he did beat the GOAT back-to-back seasons, which hardly ever happens. We remember now, a year ago, how bad it was at Auburn. 5-7 record. They fired the coach.
Got beat down at home by Penn State.
You realize before last year, though, before that 5-7 season, Auburn had been to 9 straight bowl games.
Yeah.
And then everything fell apart. We'll see how it plays out week 1.
When you sabotage your coach and you intentionally sabotage recruiting, that's what you get.
Yep. Right. All right, everybody's pumped
up. But you get good yellow wood.
September still gets it free too.
That's right.
September 2nd, the first game at Jordan Hare under Hugh Freeze. Auburn versus UMass. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to watching it too, to be honest with you. Auburn, back in 2003, I did not realize this. Their running back position was unbelievable in 2003.
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie Brown. You remember Ronnie Brown?
Uh-huh.
Unbelievable football player. Cadillac Williams, Brandon Jacobs, and Trey Smith. Trey came from Venice High School. He had all kind of rushing records. Andy Siegel, I think, had him, coached him, I think maybe his freshman year, sophomore year, so I can't remember. And then Andy went and took another job. So, Andy, thank you for what you did getting Auburn another player, because he helped develop this kid right there.
I think Jason Campbell's the quarterback. I thought they were the best team in the country that year. Finished undefeated. USC, I believe, won it that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't get Oklahoma. I think they played Oklahoma. They didn't let Auburn go. They picked Oklahoma, and Oklahoma gets destroyed.
Got beat down.
I really think Auburn had a chance to beat.
Oh, for sure. To me, I thought they were the best team in the country that year.
Yeah, but it was bad. I see, Jason, it happens everywhere. The SEC always gets screwed over.
I know.
Oh, my.
Poor SEC. Poor little SEC.
You want some cheese with that wine?
Thank you, sir. When we get back, we're going to look into something. We're going to ask 2 experts right here. One, we all know, legendary Glenn Manley, been in sports his entire life, and Jason Kovaleski, Buckeye himself.
He's been in sports.
Hey, honestly, Jason's brighter than all of us put together. Anyway, we get back. I'm going to ask you guys, what's the greatest quarterback transfer? Here's the guys you get to pick from. I want you guys to think about it. When we get back, I want you to give us some information. Just don't say a name. Tell us why and why not the other ones. Here's your list to choose from. Auburn's Cam Newton transfers from Florida to Auburn. That's true. He went to JC school first. Right. Troy Aikman. People forget about this one. Troy Aikman leaves the wishbone at Oklahoma, goes to UCLA.
Good move.
Justin Field leaves Georgia, goes to the Buckeyes. Jalen Hurts. I don't want to say that. I don't really want to say this. He graduated from Alabama and he goes to Oklahoma.
This next one hurts more than that one.
Yeah. And then Caleb Williams, the Heisman Trophy winner, leaves Oklahoma and follows his coach to USC. Baker Mayfield, I forgot about him. Texas Tech to Oklahoma. And then...
Don't say it.
This one right here.
No.
Joe Burrow, Ohio State to LSU. What's the greatest transfer ever? We get back. We got 2 of the greatest experts around going to tell us their input on this. You're listening to the legendary ESPN Northwest Florida. Let's talk about some of our legendary sponsors. Dr. Chad Mitchell, guy's incredible. You can listen to him here on Mondays. Also, Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Beef O'Brady. I love Pat.
That's right.
He's a great man. Newbies. Anybody better than John Charlotte?
Oh, man.
They're either helping the Humane Society, they're giving, the fire department. They're always doing something for somebody. Wonderful people. I love her. And Charlotte's gorgeous. She is gorgeous inside and out. Dr. Ward.
Yep. This is the time to see him.
Yeah. I was looking at you. You don't look right. Okay? You don't feel right. I think you need to go see Dr. Ward. Julie went yesterday.
Huh?
She got zapped yesterday.
Well, I can't say that. I have a different one.
I like you bend over and I like to zap you, by the way. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, the one and only Jason Kovaleski. We'll be right back. You listen to the legendary 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Listen to live play-by-play of America's team right here. First, it's the Braves at Truist versus the Marlins tonight. Coverage starts at 6. Then, Game 2 tomorrow. First pitch at 3:10. Sunday's game time, 12:35. Listen live on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Now you can interact with the Coach James Hale Show live in the J. Michaels Studios. Download the new 104.3 ESPN app at the Apple Store and Google Play. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show, powered by Pepsi. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Red Solo Cup, Red Solo, I fill you up. Let's have
And we are back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. If you can give us a call today, feel free to do so. I might even give away some if you give us a call, because I want you to cut down these two experts and tell them they're wrong. Here's the question. Here's your choices. The greatest all-time transfer, and we're dealing at the position of quarterback right now. Cam Newton, I'm just going to say to Auburn, from Florida to Auburn, wins the national championship, wins a Heisman. Then you got Troy Aikman back in the day, leaves Oklahoma, goes to UCLA. We know what he did for the Dallas Cowboys.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know he transferred from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't know some of these I forgot. Justin Fields ruined college football with the transfer portal. Ohio State, again, breaks another rule and gets away with it. He leaves Georgia and goes to Ohio State, did great there. Jalen Hurts, Alabama. He goes to Oklahoma and does a great job. Williams at Oklahoma, his coach goes to USC. He follows him. All he does is win a Heisman Trophy. This year he might win a national championship. Who knows? Baker Mayfield, a lot of people forgot about him. He transferred from Texas Tech to Oklahoma. He's not the one that planted the flag and the O when Oklahoma beat him there.
I can't recall.
That's one.
Yes.
And I want to say congratulations to Jim Brandt and Judy Brandt. They're on their anniversary, wedding anniversary. I think it's 29, 30 years.
Wow.
That's going to be July 3rd. They will be at Disney. And so congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hope they have a great time.
Yeah.
And then one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen, and what he did in 1 year, I don't know if anybody's done what he did in 1 year. He leaves a school that not very good, Ohio State. He goes to a school that coaches up quarterbacks, and all he does is destroy everybody. He wins 15 games, breaks about every passing record, touchdown record there is, and wins the national championship. He is a superstar in the NFL. He just had to come to Glenn. He came to the SEC. It just means more.
Well, if I could
Jason's pulling out a knife right now.
Well, if I could throw Jamar Chase and Jefferson, I'd probably be pretty good too. But When breaking down the transfers, I think there's two clear guys that were ahead of everybody else. It was Cam Newton, Joe Burrow. To me, it's Joe Burrow. I'm a big Ohio State fan. He's Mr. Football in the state of Ohio. Went to Ohio State. He wasn't the highest ranked guy in the world. He was going to win that starting quarterback job over Haskins that year. Ended up getting mono, got hurt coming into the fall. Haskins ended up winning that job, so he sat the bench. The next year is when he transferred to LSU. Had a rough first year at LSU. I think he had 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, but I think it was Joe Brady came in, the New Orleans Saints passing coordinator, got him right, had one of the best seasons in college football history, best offense in college football history. As you can see, it's translated to the NFL, maybe the top 2 or 3 quarterback in the NFL. If you look at, the guys that have gone against Mahomes head-to-head, he's one of the guys that's been beating them. They didn't do it last year. But to me, it was Joe Burrow. And it was more personal than anything because Cam Newton that year was, unstoppable. The way he did against Alabama in the second half of that Iron Bowl was absolutely, things of legend. So to me, it's 1A, 1B, but I'm leaning towards Joe Burrow just because of, the effect with Ohio State and how he transferred out. And that last season, he was, to me, that was the best quarterback season of any season in college football history.
Let me ask this, Jason. All those great quarterbacks that was on the roster there at that one time at Ohio State, but look what he's overcome as a player. Look at the injuries in the NFL and look how he's performing, what he went through. I love the kid. When they interviewed him, the speech he gave, and then you go back, his dad, the communities his dad coached in, his mom. I just think it's a great story. I love the kid.
Well, he wasn't rated that high coming out of high school, but he was highly coveted by the Ohio State staff. And, at that time, we're recruiting nationally. You got Haskins coming in. We had a lot of,
Was he the best quarterback, though, on the roster?
At that time, you had J.T. Barrett that was having success. Personally, I didn't think J.T. Barrett was as good as these guys, but in college, the success he had. Then you had Haskins, though, for 51 touchdowns and 6 interceptions his junior year. So at that time, he was going to win the starting job. So that would have been him playing instead of Haskins. They had a lot of talent, so I had no doubt he would have had a good season. But when he got mono and wasn't able to practice, he couldn't win that starting job. So it would be tough to say he was the best quarterback on the roster at that time, but looking back, obviously, he was the best prospect.
Okay. Glenn, you've had time to think about it. We've heard from Jason. Now, Dr. Manley, who is the greatest transfer at the position of quarterback? Cam Newton, Troy Aikman, Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts, the Williams kid, the Mayfield kid, Joe Burrow.
I really don't care.
Turn his mic off. Turn it off.
I tell you what, I'm like Jason. I have a tie though, but I think with Joe Burrow and I think with Jalen Hurts because here's why: he was a starting quarterback. He lost his position. He came in as a backup and won a game for him, and he graduated. He graduated from Alabama. Yeah. And then he goes to Oklahoma, and look what he did at Oklahoma. So to go through all of that, you are the starter, you're the man, now you're not. And then but then he goes to Oklahoma. I don't know who he had to beat out at Oklahoma, but they saw enough of him that they wanted him bad enough. And of course, when you go with Joe Burrow, you can't beat that either. So I think they're kind of tied.
Point. Yeah,
I really and truly, I'm like him, 1A, 1B.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Wildcat. We're both. You know what? I didn't think about that. That's a great point you made.
Yeah, but all of them had to be good because they all turned out to be successful. So,
but what you said when he stayed as a back at Alabama, he didn't complain.
Right.
He knew his role. He kept his. He was super great.
And then he went to Oklahoma, got developed into one of the best.
But he didn't complain, like you said. Right. Then when they needed him, he came off the bench and beat Georgia for the SEC championship.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
To me, the thing too is, it'd be easier. I don't even think it was a transfer portal then, but that would have been easy for you to just take off.
Yeah. Or bad mouth on what's going on. Why am I not? I was a starter.
It didn't help Tua, and he was very good to him. And
look what he's done in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely.
So
He's probably top 5 quarterback now. If you told me that his junior year at Alabama, I probably would have laughed and told you you're crazy.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah. I'm like, he's gonna duck the ball and roll to the right,
and throw it away.
He went out. Whatever they did at Oklahoma, they did a good job. I will give him credit.
Right. I just, that's just the thing. That was one of the things we talked about sticking with what you're supposed to do.
Never give up, never quit.
Right.
He did it the right way. So I'm going to put him in my 1A, 1B, 1C. But just because it's been a little bit long, we forget how good Cam Newton was.
Cam Newton was
right. I mean, he was just.
But now he's a fashion expert.
Well,
so but no.
I think you know how many games were close, and they would have never won those games or the national championship. It wasn't for him. He did it
remember
himself.
The first half of the Alabama game, they were getting absolutely destroyed, and I was thinking, this game's over. There's no chance. And then the second half,
he doesn't fumble the ball at the end zone. It might have been.
That's true, but he came back in the second half and willed that team to win. I mean, it was one of the best performances in a half of football, and against an elite team that I've seen probably in 10 years, 15 years.
I'm with you. He was 6'6", 250, could run like a deer. He passed for almost 3,000 yards, but he almost had 1,500 yards rushing in the ball. The guy was the LSU game. They couldn't stop him, man. It was, and that was played at Georgia.
Well, that's what when you have to pick those, they all have done successful in their transfer the way they did it. But those are just the two guys that, to me.
Justin Fields ends up winning that national title, and the Clemson game was just an eyesore from an officiating standpoint. Again, he
don't have problems with officiating.
It's very strange.
No, I never complain.
I mean, think about it. I did. Y'all got robbed at Clemson. There's no doubt about that. Right. Now the Ohio State Georgia game.
Well. This is my point in the Georgia game. We had so many breakdowns on defense. That game shouldn't have come down to a field goal. The call that Jim Knowles made, with 10 minutes left to go 0 safeties, man across the board, had a guy fall down and get them within 7. We have a 14-point lead that late in the game. That's just atrocious defensive call there. And that irks me more than any penalty, any field goal. So
let me ask you this. With Nick Saban on national TV, they were talking about the national championship game. He said they were talking about that penalty.
Oh, I know.
He said it was a penalty.
Right.
It was targeting.
Well, they were saying Georgia's the new king of college football. And what he said is they wouldn't be if they would have made the correct call on that play. And he said that on national TV on the pregame of the national championship game. And he's right. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. is uncoverable. There's nobody for Georgia that could stop him. We were killing them with a lot of play action, and we had some success running the football. We controlled the line of scrimmage. I mean, Nolan was the defensive. Jalen Carter, you didn't hear his name the entire night. I mean, he was worn out. But that game, that penalty.
Did Nick say that because he was PO'd about George getting all the?
Yeah,
or was he just being honest?
A little bit of both. I don't see Saban out there lying about stuff like that. He's peeved off a lot of SEC coaches. Remember when Alabama basketball coach was in trouble? He came out, made some comments about you need to get your house in order.
Yeah.
They didn't like that either. But it was just truthful, and that's just who he is as a person. That's why people respect him.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to go back to what Glenn talked about. And Glenn, I tell you, I kind of forgot about that. That made me I'm kind of rethinking this right now. But one thing, when Jalen went to coach, and they knew he was going to leave. And Nick said, go to where they have players. And they gave some names, and he goes, Oklahoma's where you need to go.
Yeah,
and Lincoln Wright, we can say he doesn't know anything about defense, but I'll tell you what, the guy does a great job on offense. He does develop quarterbacks.
How many Heisman's of that guy? Mayfield, Murray.
3 in a row, didn't
yeah. All right, let's look at the ones we didn't pick. Troy Aikman. I guess it's so long ago.
Yeah.
He's running a running offense, goes to UCLA, and look what he does in the NFL.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know he transferred from Oklahoma, so that was just shocking to me. And he's a good quarterback back then, but that's not somebody I would look at back as one of the best college football quarterbacks in history.
The thing, too, is if you knew they were running the wishbone, why did you go?
Right.
I'm with you.
I
got you.
That's a big question there to me, too.
Well, Glenn, I got another one for you, too, now. That is good, what you just said. But what do you feel like the Williams kid that just won the Heisman? He's at Oklahoma. Your head coach is leaving to go USC. He wants me to go with him. Are you mad, or is it wrong that he didn't stay at Oklahoma? Or, hey, I signed here because of this coach. I'm going with him to USC, and I like the money I'm getting. What did you think about that transfer there? Was that a good move by him, or do you think, hey, I wish he'd have stayed?
Well, I think Lincoln Riley developed him as a quarterback when somebody else is coming in, you don't know who they are, what they can do. So, isn't he from California?
I think so. I can't remember.
But anyway, to go out there where you know they're going to throw it, you know, and you know
just what you just said.
Right.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
It wasn't good. I mean, their record was terrible last year.
Not only that, I mean, look, you know, when coaches leave, I have no problem with, you know, players being able to look around. You know, you commit to a coach, and when a coach is that integral in your development as far as quarterbacks and the amount of, you know, NFL talent he's put out, I have no problem with him following Lincoln Riley to USC. That's one of the things you should be able to transfer for. If your coach leaves, you should be able to look around and find another school if you don't feel comfortable with what the staff's bringing in.
Pretty
what did
soon,
you guys think about?
That's going to trickle down to high school pretty soon.
We got about 1 minute real quick. What did you guys think about Mayfield? I did a great job at Oklahoma, left Texas Tech, so it all worked out great for him, but we didn't even really talk much about him.
Good college quarterback. Yeah. I thought he was limited physically. I mean, he played in a really bad defensive conference back then, so he had some decent wins. He lost that Ohio State game as a sophomore, came back, beat them as a junior, but I didn't put him in the Burrow, Cam Newton, and even Caleb Williams type, you know, quarterback.
Right. Cam Newton, the freak. Man.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to the legendary 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Do you want your yard to like Pat Dye Field, Bobby Bowden Field, or Glenn Manley's yard? If you do, Turf Pro is where you need to go. Pat and his crew do an unbelievable, they do an incredible job. Our yard looks outstanding right now because of Turf Pro Pest Control. Give them a call. They'll do the same thing for you. Jason, you love pizza, go to Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Do you want to look better, feel better? Go down to Jason Kovalevsky. Jason, talk about your two locations real quick.
We're in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods, Sample Bar, Embody 570, discounts there, and we're now on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village next to Taziki's, Granny Cantrell's, and Black Sheep Armory.
All right.
We'll be right back. ESPN Northwest Florida. Give us a call.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Conference changing, landscape changing, moves have been made, and it's really benefited the other team. You look at Missouri, they were in the SEC championship game in their first year. Nebraska is just absolutely ruined. Well, I don't want to say absolutely ruined, but they are nothing in the Big Ten compared to
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For this afternoon and evening, sunshine and a high of 91 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest around 11 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 80. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 90. Moving into Sunday, the same with a high of 90 and some sun. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy. I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs. All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending. Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
What movie? Top Gun.
Maverick.
You're my Maverick.
Dude.
We really appreciate you guys listening this morning. We hope you have a great weekend. Get out to the Billfish Tournament tonight. Have a great time. If you've never been, get in there. Hey, John Warren's doing an unbelievable job. It's organized. It's incredible. And yes, Glenn Manley, we're going to be there. It's only going to cost you $10 to get your picture made with Glenn. He will sign autographs, and I'll be with him. That will happen tonight. We're going to be there
with him.
Not only are we going, Julie and I are going to be there, our entire family, except for Jamie. Julie's brother Ed and Linda, Lance, Lauren, all of them are down for the 4th, and they're all going to be there. They got their condos right there on where the boats park. So get out to Bay Point, and if you see us, say hello. We'd love to talk to you. Glenn, I want you to walk. We'll be walking hand to hand down there.
I'll have my floaties on just in case.
Yeah, I'm going to throw you in for sure. All right, we've got a caller.
You know what else is going on this weekend, and maybe our caller can speak to this, is that the air show where the Blue Angels are going to be at Pensacola. This weekend.
Cool. Right. Okay,
so
good.
That's going to be really
I think he's
cool.
probably one of the pilots. Yeah. All right, let's take this call from American Legend. And you talking about an expert. He knows more than all of us put together. He is a Michigan fan. He is a true great American, great father, and I'm proud to call him my friend, Michigan Eddie. How are you doing, sir?
Go with Trexie Ezra. We're going to turn back to know. One, I could care less about the Blues Air Show at Pensacola Beach or whatever.
Oh, come on.
I could care less. Go Air Force. No, when I was in training at Pensacola, at Pensacola, we shared hangers with Blue Angels.
We're all on the same team.
I know, but I'm also an Air Force Academy graduate, and I'm not just a Michigan fan coach. I'm also an alumni, and my wife's an alumni, so get that straight.
Wow.
Okay? And by the way, did you know that the Blue Angels F-18 they fly are the oldest jets in inventory, whereas the F-16s from the Thunderbirds are actually combat coded, so they can go to war, then they can transform them right over. That's how cheap the U.S. Navy is. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, getting back to your question, don't yawn on me. I'm talking. Anyway, you got this. You got this. So as far as performance on the field and results and winning championships, you have to go with Burrow or Cam Newton. But you go with all-around character and success and development and how they transformed in the college and in the league. I'd have to agree with the great coach Manley. I would go with Burrow and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow are class acts. On and off the field.
Thank you.
They're back on my Christmas card list now, Eddie.
So speak about why Jalen Hurts wasn't as good at Alabama as then when he got to Oklahoma.
Hey, turn the volumes down, please.
Yeah, it's quarterback development. And if he had a defense, they would have won a championship. Just like Baker Mayfield would have won championships. But Lincoln Riley, all he cares about is offense and no defense. And that's the straight facts, Jack, out of Cracker Jack.
I'm be honest. I mean, Jalen Hurts to me has made the biggest jump from what we saw him as a junior at Alabama to being a legitimate MVP candidate in the NFL. He carried Philadelphia in those games last year when he had Devontae Smith and they got on the same page. Just his ability to keep plays alive. Well, we always saw this when he got pressure early in his career at Alabama. He'd leak out to the right, throw that little check down, and every single time, whoever fixed that in him, because that's something hard to fix. That's just instincts as a quarterback. When you start feeling pressure, there's just things you do to try to escape the pocket and feel a little bit more safe. But whoever fixed him with that, whether it was Alabama,
Wait a minute, time out. I want to correct something. We do have a new quarterback coach now. That guy's gone. All right, go ahead.
And you're going to need him because you just brought a transfer after the spring games. So. But no. Jalen Hurts just one of the high character guys, somebody you always root for. So I would put him up there as well with everything he accomplished. And from where he was to where he is now is just far beyond what the other guys have done.
I'd like to give a shout out to Phil Cobb. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate the kind words. Absolutely loves the show. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Michigan Eddie. Respond to Jason.
Oh, no, I have nothing to respond about. I'm right, and everyone has their opinion. And they're right. Jalen Hurts, he developed Oklahoma.
Okay, so I guess I'm a complete idiot. 6'6", 250-pound quarterback that's unbelievable talented, but you guys did bring out the other qualities that Cam Newton, guys, love him, hate him, whatever, was an unbelievable player.
I didn't say Cam Newton, Coach. You need some Q-tips?
We didn't.
You said
he can't use them, but anyway.
He's saying his pick would be Cam Newton.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I don't know.
Along with Jalen.
Yeah. And Joe.
Man, you change your opinion like you change your underwear, Coach. You flip-flop all over the place.
Yeah, but he don't change that very often either. So.
Well, he has 12 pair. January, February, March.
Man, I've missed you. You made me feel so good when you're on. I miss this.
Well, I'm busy. I'm packing right now because Eddie's got to finish playing a ball tournament in Destin. They're staying with me over in Nice Tucky this week, and then they're flying down to West Palm tonight to play in a tournament at the ballpark at Palm Beaches, where the Nationals is a tournament down there. Then the following week, they're driving over to Fort Myers to play in a tournament there, where I think the Red Sox, JetBlue Park.
Yeah,
where the Red Sox train for spring training, so he's got 2 big tournaments coming up. So getting them packed up, ready to go. They're flying out tonight, getting in there at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and playing ball at 8 in the morning tomorrow, and I'm staying home and watching the kids. Want to hang out, Coach? But I'm not holding hands with you like you're holding hands with Coach Manley.
There you go. Hey, don't give away secrets.
Are you buying food or beer? Then he's not going to hang out with you.
If you're not if you're not buying food or beer, he's not.
Let's go to
Coach Hale's a cheap banjo. He's a cheap banjo, as my dad used to call people like that.
We can go to the Mexican place. We can go out there and have that buy one get one free. Hey, listen, I want to get this in today, and I want you. You're an expert also, so we got 3 great experts here. Now we've got 7 choices, and you pick for the one that's definitely going to happen. These are the 7 best chances that the college game day will be there. We're talking about the real deal, ESPN. We're not talking about Fox and that cover that weak league up north. Coming in at number 7, you got 7 opportunities at Tennessee at Alabama. Okay, maybe. Utah at USC. Penn State at Ohio State.
Pretty good, but not the best game of the Big Ten.
Now, all these are played on the same day. So you got these 3, okay? Oh, we don't have time to get this in today, but we'll start with this one. This is all in the same week. Tennessee, Alabama. You got Utah, USC, and you got in the Big Ten, Penn State at Ohio State. Which one wins out? Where does game day go? Do they go and look for the revenge game where Bama gets back at Tennessee for beating their butts up in Knoxville? Or do they think Penn State really has a chance to beat Ohio State? The USC-Utah game ain't going to happen. No. Which one's it going to be?
Well, if it's ESPN, they're going to Alabama, Tennessee, and then Fox will be at Penn State, Ohio State. So, but as far as the biggest game, I do think that Alabama-Tennessee game is going to be extremely interesting. I think it's going to be something that Alabama needs to win that game. We're going to see how their quarterback position plays out. We're going to see how Milton is developed by Tennessee, and if he can get developed, that's going to be another dangerous team this year.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I watched their spring game. The kid can play.
Yeah.
He has improved. Tennessee's going to be good. They got 2.
What do you think, Michigan? You've seen Joe Milton up close and personal. What do you think about his development here at Tennessee, and what do you think he's going to do this year?
His development has been awesome at Tennessee, and what he did at the end of last year when Hooker got hurt. He was a good quarterback at Michigan, then he got into a funk. Remember that virus year and all that, the China virus year and all that? So I really think, honestly, I'm not a believer in Franklin and Penn State. I think Ohio State's going to, whoever they put at quarterback, it's just Franklin's not good in big games when it comes to Ohio State, Michigan, blah, blah, blah. One very, very few. So I got to go with the SEC, brother.
Is that at Penn State? Is that a whiteout?
And USC, Utah.
Is that Ohio State?
Okay.
No.
The question was, Michigan, we got about 30 seconds. The question was, whose game are they going to go see?
I just told you.
No. You're talking about who's going to win.
No, he said Alabama.
Clear your ears out, man. Clear your ears. Good God. And I want to go back to the quarterback situation that left Michigan, and he goes down to Tennessee. He comes to God's country. He comes to the SEC where it means more. He's learning football. He couldn't learn anything at Michigan. That's the reason he's got so much better. Hey, turn his mic off.
You can think it, but don't say it.
30 seconds. Yeah, I wanted to rag him and let him get. Hey, we got 30 seconds. Real quick, Jason. Real quick. Tell about the new place.
We're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village next to Tzatziki's and Granny Cantrell's, and we're still out at Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
All right, we're off now. We're going to be out all next week, so we'll be back. Our next show will be July 10th. Thank you guys so much for listening. Glenn, thank you so much for coming in. We'll see you Monday, July 10th. Get out to Bill Fish. Have a great time. Have a great 4th of July. Roll Tide.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves